Good morning. My name is Peter Carrozza. I serve as president of the Uniformed Professional Firefighters of Connecticut. Our organization represents 65 affiliated local unions here in the state of Connecticut, affiliated with the International Association of Firefighters. And we represent about 5,000 career firefighters across the state of Connecticut. We are here this morning to announce our unanimous endorsement of Chris Murphy for the United States Senate. Chris has been a good friend of firefighters and of working people across the state of Connecticut for a long time, going back to his days in the Connecticut State Legislature, currently in Congress, and we're positive that he will continue that support as the next U.S. Senator for the state of Connecticut. With that, I'd like to introduce our local president here in Waterbury, Fernando Ramirez. Fernando?
It surely does give me great pleasure to be here. As a senator, he was very supportive of the Waterbury Firefighters Association, and we stand in front of a piece of apparatus along with much equipment that Congressman Chris Murphy was very instrumental in assisting us through the grant process. This piece here is one of our newest apparatus in the city, our rescue, and without his support of firefighters and public safety, we wouldn't be able to do it. So I'd like to introduce Congressman Chris Murphy, soon to be Senator Chris Murphy.
Well, thank you very much, Fernando, and thank you to Pete and the entirety of the statewide Professional Firefighters Union. A special thanks to my friends here in Waterbury. Both Pete and Fernando mentioned the fights that we've been through together here in Waterbury. And this has been a long process to get to where we are today in this city, and I've been very proud to stand by the Waterbury firefighters throughout the past decade in a number of their fights. And the piece of equipment behind us, I think, is just one example of the great partnership that our office has been able to forge with fire departments throughout the 5th District. This is a modern rescue truck that is making this city safer for the thousands of residents who live here. And it couldn't happen without a federal commitment to partner with the mayor's office here, to partner with city and town governments throughout the state of Connecticut and throughout the nation. Unfortunately, these programs, the Fire and Safer grant programs, are under assault right now in Washington. There are many people in Congress, predominantly Republicans, who would like to decrease or eliminate the funds that come to states and to local municipalities to help buy equipment. These funding cuts represent an assault on public safety. And I think one of the reasons why we're standing here today locking arms so early in this campaign is because I have made it a priority during my 5 years in Congress to stand up for the federal grant programs that provide this kind of life-saving equipment to our fire departments and to our communities. In addition, I've been proud to stand with the Firefighters Union both locally but also nationally as we witness a assault not only on the programs that fund them but also on the laws that protect them. We have seen governors throughout this country try to use these state budget crises as a means to destroy public employee unions. The fact is that there is nothing to apologize for when it comes to the work that our public employees do, the services that are provided by our firefighters, by our police officers, and by our teachers. And we need to stand by them as they fight to protect the collective bargaining rights that have made them whole over the years and have provided them with wages and pensions and health care benefits that have strengthened not only themselves, but have strengthened, frankly, the middle class throughout the state and throughout this country. That's a fight that is being waged throughout state capitals around this country, and it's a fight that's being waged in Washington, D.C. Today. This early endorsement means the world to me. Not just because we have been brothers in arms throughout my time in public service, but because of the moral authority that comes with an endorsement from the firefighters of this great state. Not only are they on the front lines of protecting the residents of Connecticut, but they are embedded in every neighborhood and every community. There's nobody better to understand and to know and to advocate for what the neighborhoods of this state need, what the neighborhoods of this state want, than our firefighters. And so to have their endorsement, to be standing here with their belief that I would be the strongest voice for this state in the United States Senate going forward is maybe one of the most important statements that I could imagine this early in the campaign. I will also say that it's important for this reason. You know, the people who make up our fire service in this state represent an incredible diversity of political opinion. The arguments that happen at the firehouses throughout Waterbury, that the political discussions that happen in the firehouses throughout this state aren't unlike the conversations that happen at kitchen tables and work break rooms throughout this state. And so to have the diversity of opinion that's represented by the Connecticut Firefighters Union unanimously standing behind our campaign this early means the world as well. Lastly, we are building a substantial grassroots coalition around this campaign for the United States Senate. This isn't my campaign for the U.S. Senate. This is our campaign for the U.S. Senate. All I am seeking to do is to be a conduit for the voices of tens of thousands of Connecticut residents who have been looking for a long time to have someone who is paying attention to them, speaking for them, speaking and fighting for the middle class in Washington. And so to have the firefighters' endorsement standing on top of earlier endorsements from the Laborers Union, from the Connecticut Building Trades Union, from the Connecticut UAW, joining with the Connecticut Congressional Delegation, and over 2,000 grassroots activists who have signed up to support our campaign in the first several months, I think represents the kind of campaign that we're going to run. I might end up being the name on the ballot. I might end up being the person that's standing at the podium. But this campaign from the very beginning has been envisioned as something that will be run and powered by the type of people who are standing here today. I couldn't be more honored to have the early endorsement of the Connecticut Firefighters. I thank all of you for standing up for me early in this campaign, as I hope I have always stood for you, and as I pledge to stand for you as a United States Senator. Pete, thank you very much. All right. Excellent. Excellent.